Welcome back, chemistry fans. Today we are going to deal with Unit 4, Topic 3, homework. We're going to be predicting products, so that's going to require that we look into our crystal ball and figure out what is going to be made from these chemical reactions. So let's do this. Here we go. So we've got, it looks like 5 different compounds that we need to be able to work with here. So let's first identify what the type of reaction is. So there are 2 compounds here, and neither of them have an element by themselves. So that's either going to be a double replacement or that is going to be a neutralization. Neutralizations require hydrogen at the beginning and hydroxide at the end. Neither of those are here, so we have a double replacement reaction. So what that means is we are going to trade places the metals. So I'm going to end up, the Na is no longer going to be with the NO3, but it's going to be with the SO4. And then the Ag is going to be with the NO3. Okay, now we've established what the compound layout is, but we have not established what their charges are. We have not balanced them. So here we have sodium with a +1, sulfate with a -2. We're going to have to crisscross applesauce, make that into a 2. The silver and the nitrate are okay the way they are. So what this now requires is that we go back and we balance this. So I've got 2 Na, so I need to put 2 there. That means that I have 2 of the sodium nitrates, so I have to put a 2 right there, and that solved my issue with the 2 silvers. All right, so now we are balanced. Okay, number 2. I have one compound with the iron nitrate, but I have a single element over here. The only type of reaction that has a single element and a compound is a single replacement. So I am going to do like I did on number 1. I'm going to trade places with these 2 metals. So I'm going to end up with PbNO3, and I'm going to put iron by itself. Now, typically what happens is they're going to find that they have a similar charge. Now, because in this problem, I did not give you what the charge is, I'm going to go ahead and figure it just to be a +4. It could be either a +2 or +4. I just randomly are choosing which it is. I don't know which it would normally be. So +4 up here, -1, and the iron is by itself, so it does not need a charge. So what I end up doing is I'm going to put a 4 outside of here. What this does, however, is it creates uneven numbers. So I'm going to have an odd even. I'm going to switch that 4 and 3. I'm going to put a 3 out in front, a 3 out in front, and a 4 out here. And what that then does is it balances out the number of nitrates. Now I have, though, an odd number of leads, so I need to put a 3 out here. I have an odd number or an even number of iron, so I need to put a 4 out here. Okay, now everything is balanced according to this reaction. Number 3, key is that you have an oxygen. Now, what I don't see is any other single material. So what I'm led to believe is that this is a hydrocarbon, and that would also allow me to predict the products of water and carbon dioxide, because there are carbon and hydrogens that would allow me to make those for a combustion. Okay, so now that I've got this, now I've just got to lay out how to balance this. I start with 3 of my carbons. I start with 6 of my hydrogens. So now my carbons and hydrogens are balanced. It's now my oxygens that are not. So I've got 6 here, and I have an additional 3 here. So that's a total of 9. So what I would have to do is put a 4.5 here. Well, now this is balanced. However, that's not allowed. So I need to double everything, make this make that a 2, a 9, a 6, and a 6. And now it is balanced. Now the next 2 are more challenging because all I have are just words. So barium carbonate requires that you know what the charges are so that it's balanced. And then noticing that it's one compound, this means it's going to split up. Here is where it gets tough. In these decompositions, they generally steal one of the oxygens and create a carbon dioxide as one of the products. That's not something that is common knowledge, but it is something that we're working on building knowledge for you, because carbonate cannot exist on its own as a polyatomic ion. It had to exist as something else. So that's why it gives an oxygen to the barium to keep, and then the CO2 splits off and it can exist on its own. All right, now this is actually already balanced, so it's ready to go. Now the last one is sodium and iodine. You must make note that iodine is a diatomic element. So I have two single elements, but not single atoms. Regardless, they are going to combine together and they will form sodium iodide. So I will take my +1 and my -1. They canceled each other out, but I've got an extra iodine. So that means I need to put a 2 here and a 2 here. Everything is balanced. This is everything that I wish to share with you tonight about your homework. Thank you very much. I will talk with you again soon. Farewell.
Bye.